Okay, we've worked out the lengths and the angles, but we haven't worked out what the area of a triangle is. By the end of this video, you should understand how to work out the area of a triangle and also use trigonometry if you can't use the formula that I'm about to tell you. So with these basic examples, the area of a triangle is simply going to be equal to half times the base times the perpendicular height. Keyword, the perpendicular height, where it meets at a right angle. So in this case, the area is simply going to be equal to a half times 4 times 7, which is equal to 14 centimeters squared. Okay? It doesn't matter what a triangle looks like. If the perpendicular height is 11 and 4 respectively, that's all that matters. We have a perpendicular height, we can use the area is equal to a half base times height. So I'm going to split the page in two. For this example, the area is going to be a half times 6 times 11, which is equal to 33 centimeters squared. And for this one, the area is going to be equal to half times 4 times 3, which is equal to 6 centimeters squared. But what about if we don't have a height, like this one? Well, one thing we can do is we can draw a height, can't we? Okay, so now this is a perpendicular height. What is that perpendicular height going to be equal to? What does this triangle look like to you? Exactly, it's a right-angled one. So we can use soch, kach, toa. Okay, so what do we have? We have an opposite and we have a hypotenuse. So sine 46 is just going to be equal to opposite height over hypotenuse 4.7, which means that h is going to be 4.7 times sine 46. And so therefore, the area is going to be equal to 4.9 times our height, which is 4.7 times sine 46 over 2. And so we should get an answer of 8.28 centimeters squared. You see what we did there? If there is no height, the area is simply going to be equal to a half AB sine C. So it's the exact same as the cosine rule, where we have an angle A, okay, and then this is B, and this is C. I'm going to do two examples because on one hand, some students melt with this formula, but I have a student who cannot remember it for the life of them, but they do memorize this formula. So play around with it and see what works for you. I'm going to do this method again, and then for the next example, I'm going to use this formula. So for this one, we have two sides and an angle. First thing we can do is draw a height. Okay, so that's a perpendicular height, isn't it? So then sine 32 is going to be equal to, if I call this height, h over 20, which means that the height is equal to 20 times sine 32. And so therefore the area is equal to half base times height, which is equal to a half times 17.4 times 20 sine 32. Okay? And when we do that, we get an answer of 92.21 centimeters squared. If we were to use the formula, however, we can write it down straight away. The area is equal to a half AB sine C. This is our A, and B and C don't matter. This can be B and this can be C. So then the area is simply going to be a half times 13.6 times 22.2 times 100 sine 132. Okay? And when we plug that into our calculator, we are given an answer of 112.19 centimeters squared. So here are two methods you can use to work out the area of a scalene triangle. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made a lot of sense. If this video was helpful, please subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. If this video didn't make sense, please tell me why. Let me know in the comments or join my Discord server. Ask me any individual questions there. If you guys need some extra tutoring, drop me an email and we can organize a meeting and a quote. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.